Women's political participation in the MENA region has definitely developed as opposed to what it used to be a few years back. Several factors have definitely contributed to this. Women are more encouraged to run for elections, take part in political campaigning, and present themselves as political figures. At the same time, with this development, we still find that women's political participation in the MENA region is still relatively shy, as we only have around 8% of women in executive cabinets in the MENA region. And in parliaments, women form around 17% of parliament members in the MENA region, as opposed to 27% in Europe and the United States. In a recent study we did, we found out that women in the MENA region face three types of challenges when they choose to go through their political participation journey: economic challenges, social challenges, and structural challenges. At the economic level, women are still less capable of being economically independent to have the luxury to run for elections or campaign. In often cases, they cannot afford the candidacy fees or the costs they would endure to actually manage a campaign and run for elections. They are still paid less than men are when it comes to equal jobs or jobs of the same level. So in many cases, women are still dependent on a male figure to be able to sustain themselves economically, let alone be able to politically participate. At the social level, women are still expected to cater for families, be it their children, their husband, their parents. So they cannot really afford putting time to also enjoy being able to participate politically. Structurally, women have very few spaces, public spaces, that are safe for them to go out, network, form their support groups, and talk to people. This leads to the perception that men have better networks, they have more connections, and are financially more capable to actually win elections. And this leads to political parties choosing more men on their lists as opposed to women. Several milestones have contributed to encouraging more women to take part in political participation, the first of which are electoral laws and regulations. So in Lebanon, for example, women were granted the right to vote and run for elections in 1953, while in Jordan it was only 1974. With that in mind, we're talking about a very short history of women taking part in politics. At the same time, several social movements and uprisings have encouraged more women to take part in politics and present themselves as individuals who have a political view and can put this political view on the table when it comes to critical political events. There are several initiatives and reforms that could take place at the legal and policy level that would support women's political participation, specifically when it comes to electoral laws. In certain countries, just including a quota system would open up more margins for women to actually present themselves as political figures. This also goes not only at the national level, but also within political parties that would allow more women to be taking lead roles in advanced level within political parties as general secretaries or presidents and so forth. Another policy initiative that could take place is reforming policies to be shifted from just a gender-neutral perspective to more of a gender equality perspective. Another level of policies that could be reformed are those that would allow for more work-life balance in a way that would allow women to still cater for their families, at the same time be able to really enjoy their right to become more politically active and take role in political participation. Civil society organizations have been playing a key role in the MENA region to create an enabling environment for women to be politically active. At the same time, several efforts still need to be put to ensure that this enabling environment continues, specifically when it comes to changing attitudes and not only perceptions towards women political participation. In a research we did, although men were extremely supportive of women political participation, we found out that when it really comes to practice, they are not as supportive. And this is why attitudes and actions are more important. Civil society organizations can also contribute to changing policies through advocacy and lobbying efforts, working towards policy change when it comes to electoral laws, quota systems, campaign financing, and so forth. Lastly, civil society organizations have a big role to play when it comes to voicing out and pointing at political harassment and sexual harassment that women are subject to throughout their journeys.